Welcome to Singapore Math Course 2A. Here we are on the review of the first chapter, Rational Numbers. It means we have done independent practices for rest of the chapter, that is from 1.1 to 1.8. We have covered 8 chapters already, and we are going to review what we have done so far in all these independent practices through this video. Are you ready? Let's get started. The first question. Write each number in m over n format, where m and n are integers with n not equal to 0. And you also have to simplify your answers. Do you remember from the independent practices? How did we do this? Let's go. How do we write this as a fraction? First, we need to convert it into a fraction. I'm going to write 2075 without a decimal digit. How many digits do we have here? 2. Therefore, I'm going to divide it by 100. This both are same. Now let's simplify it. For that, what do? Yes, we have to find the prime factors. We begin with 2075 and the prime factors. Because it ends with 5 and I have 100 in my denominator, I will start with 5 right away. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 1 is 5. And 2 carry here. 5 times 5. 5 again. 41. 5 times 8 is 41 carry. And that's 3. I'm not going to do this further because I know 83 is a prime number. Let's do it for 100 here. Let's start with 5 again because we want to cancel out the common factors. 5. 5 times 2 is 10 and 0 doesn't go. We'll put 0 there. 5 here. 4. I know I can factorize 4 further because it's not a prime number, but I'm not going to do that because I know it's not going to cancel further. I'm listing my prime numbers here. 5 times 5 times 83 over 5 times 5 times 4. What are my common factors here? 5, 5, 5, 5. And the answer is going to be now? Yes, 83 over 4. That's the simplified version that you have. This is exactly what we have done in the previous independent practices. Let's go to the next one. As we did in the first question, we are going to do the same thing. 48 without any decimal point upon 2 digits, 100, and of course the negative sign. Let's get the factors. We are going to go really fast because you already know the concepts. I don't need to explain them. Right? 2 and 12 over here. I can do it further because I know 12 is not a prime number. But here if you observe, this is 2, 50, 2, 25. Do you see it's going to be 5 further, right? So I will not waste my time doing that. So 2 times 2 times 12 over 2 times 2 times 25 and a negative sign here. Let's cancel the common factors. 2, 2, 2, 2. What are we left with now? Yes, it's 12 over 25 with a negative sign and it's done. The next here. Now we have a mixed number. First, we need to convert that. And what's the conversion? It's 4 times 13. We multiply this two and we add this number here. Upon the denominator remains as it is. 4 times 13 is 52 plus 6 over 13, which is equal to 58 over 13, and that's my answer. Because 13 is a prime number, 13 does not go in 58, or 58 is not a multiple of 13. We leave it here. Next, okay, how do we do it? Do we need to do this further? It's actually in this most simplified form. It cannot be simplified further because 39 is going to be 3 times 13 and 56 is 7 times 8. No common factors. There's nothing that you can cancel. So it is already in the right format. Fifth question already. 1, 3, 4 without decimal digit. And what am I going to write in the denominator? Yes, I'm going to write 100 as we have 2 decimal digits here. Let's quickly factorize. We are going to be really fast in this chapter. Let's divide by 2. 2 times 6 is 12, 1 here, and that's 7. 67 is a prime number. So it's going to be 2 times 67, and this one we know it's 2 times 50. Do we actually need to factorize it? Of course not, because we know it. 2 and 2 out. That means the answer is 67 upon 50 and done. 60%. How do we write it? 60% like this. And then, yes, my number is talking to me. What is it saying? This 0 is saying, please cancel me. And this one is also saying the same to me. And I did. That means it is 6 over 10. Can I simplify? Of course, I can simplify this. 6 is 2 times 3. And 10 is 2 times 5. 2 and 2 out, leaving me with 3 over 5. Isn't that simple? Next. Now these questions are different. For each pair of numbers, find the absolute value of each number. Then determine which number is further from 0 on the number line. And then we determine this. So first step is to find the absolute value, which means we are going to treat numbers as if they were positive, right? So the minus 16, we are going to write this way. And so the absolute value is 16. Likewise for minus 18. Now these numbers tell you which number is further away, right? Which number is it? It's this one, which is further away. If that's it. The next one. 15 over 4 and 18 over 7. Now we need to convert these numbers in a form that it's easy for us to compare, which means we are going to convert these fractions into decimals. Let's get them. 15 divided by 4. 4 times 3 is 12, giving the remainder 3, and we add 0, which means a decimal here. 4 times 7 is 28. 2 remainder, again 0, and 5 over here. So this number is 3.75. 18 and 7 times 2 is 14. 4, 0, point here, 5, 35. That gives 5, 0, 7, 49. 1, and it will go on, but let's just stay with 2 decimal places. Hence this is 2.57. This one is negative number if you observe, but we are considering absolute values. So which number is further away from 0? This one. And it's done. Let's move to the next one. The decimal numbers are already given to us here, so it's very easy for us to compare them. Now, what are our numbers? This we are going to treat as absolute value, which is 2.7. Which number is bigger, 2.7 or 2.36? Of course, 2.7, and hence that is the answer over here. Aren't these questions going really fast? If you have done your independent practices really well, if you have watched the content videos, you are clear this is going to go super fast. The 10th one here. Now we have fractions again. Let's convert them. 31 and 3 here. 1, 3, 0, 1. It doesn't go. So we will put 0 here, but before that we have to put 0 here first. Remember that, because there's 1 over there and 3 does not go in that. So 0.3, 9, 1, 0, and it will go on. See the pattern, it's going to be same. So the answer for this is 10.3 with a bar notation. When the digits repeat, we put a bar notation. Let's do for the other one. 6 times 6 is 36. 4, 0, 6, 36. Do you see the pattern going on? Yes, our answer here is going to be 6.6 bar. So which number? Tell me. Yes, this one. And it's done. The next one. What does this question say? Use long division to write each rational number as a decimal. Use a bar notation if the rational number is a repeating one. How do we do this? Well, let's do it smartly first. So 7 times 8 is actually 56. So this fraction can be reduced as 1 over 8 because this is 7 and upon 7 times 8 is what you would write for 56, and then 7 would be cancelled. What are you left with is 1 over 8. So dividing 1 over 8 is much simpler. 1, it doesn't go. We are going to put a decimal. 0, 1, 8, 2, 0 times 2, 16, 4, 0 times 5, 40, and it ends there. Hence the answer is 0.125. Didn't it go faster? It did. Otherwise, you would be doing 7 divided by 56. Then it doesn't go. You put 0 here, a decimal, and you would have to carry on. But just making it a smaller fraction made my life much easier. So when numbers are talking, listen carefully to them. The next one, 9 13 over 20. How do we solve this? Are we going to do 9 times 20 plus 13 over 20 equals to 180 plus 13 over 20, which is equal to 193 over 20, and then we do this? Are we going to do this? Yes, we can do this. There's no question about it. But there is a simpler process than this. I will leave my 9 as it is. I will divide 13 with 20. And I'll put 0 here, a 0 here. 20 times 6 gives me 120. That's 10, another 0, and that's 5. And done. So the answer is 9 that we left here. Point this answer from here, 65. Isn't that simple? You just have to do this process. That's it. Only this much. Or you go this longer route and further down here. Now the choice is yours. Which one you opt? Are you going to be smart? Yes, then you're going to opt for this quicker method. The next one, 100 divided by 11. 100 divided by 11. 11 will not go in 10. We have to take 100 completely, and 11's times table is very easy. 11 times 9 is 99. 1, 0, it doesn't go. So we're going to put a decimal here and a 0, and another 0 here. 11 times 9 is 99. 1 is the remainder. 0, it doesn't go. 0, another 0, then 9 times, and the process will go on. It's the same process as you can observe. So it's 9.0909 and so on and so forth. We will write this as this, the bar notation. Ready for the next one? Minus 5 divided by 12. So that's 5 divided by 12. 12 does not go in 5, so we'll put a 0 and a decimal here. 12 times 4 is 48. 2 is the remainder. Put another 0. Times 1 is 12. 8 is the remainder. 0 times 6 is 72. 8, 0, 6, 72, 8, and the pattern repeats. So 0.416 with a bar notation and of course the negative sign. Wow, so quickly we are on question 15. That's real quick one. It says minus 2, 9 over 55. How are we going to solve this? Are we going to be smart? Yes, we are smart. So of course we are going to use smart tactic. 9 and 55. 55 does not go in 9. We'll add 0 and we'll make a decimal here. 55 times 1 is 55. 55 to 90 is how much? 65, 75, 85. That's 30. 85 to 90 is 5. So answer is 35. Then I put 0 again. We know 5 times 6 is 30. So if it is 50 times 6, it's 300. And 5 times 6 would be 30, making it 330. So we know next number is 6 over here, and that's 330, giving the remainder of 20. Another 0. Now 55. 5 times 4 is 20. So 4 is not going to work. We have to try with 3. And how much is it? 5 times 3 is 15. So 50 times 3 is 150. And 5 times 3 again, 15. That gives us 165. Right? 3 here. And that is, the remainder is going to be 35. And it's going to repeat as we had it here. And hence our answer is going to be minus 2.163. And where is my notation? It's going to be only on 6 and 3, not over 1. Be careful. The next, 47%. We write this as 47 over 100. And is this a tough one to solve? It is? Of course not, because we are dividing with 100. And when we divide with numbers like 10, 100, we know what we have to do. We just have to count the number of zeros, which is 2. So 47 here, 2 zeros. So we start counting 2 this way, which is here. And that's the answer. The next. Okay, now different set of questions. Evaluate each sum or difference. Negative and a positive number. When we have that, we do larger minus smaller, which is 8. And we put the sign of the larger, which is a positive one. So the answer is 8. Let's rewrite this. It's going to be minus 25 as it is. And this is plus times minus, which is minus. This will be minus 9. Both have the same sign, negative sign. So we have to add them. 25 plus 9 is 34. If it was 10, we would say 35, but this is 9. So we take 1 out, which is 34 and a negative sign. Oh my God, such a tough one. 52 minus 52. What is 52 minus 52? It's such a tough one. Yeah, it's a tough one. Let's again rewrite this. This is 46 minus 17 plus 38. I'm going to add the positives, the same sign, these numbers. So 46 and 38. That's 4, 1, 8. 84 minus 17, which is how much? 84 minus 17. So 7, 1 carries, 7 and 6. Answer is 67. 35 minus 140. So 140 minus 35. 3 here, 1 here, that's 5, 0 and 1. Answer is 105 with a positive sign or a negative. A negative sign because this is minus here. Both are negative numbers. Add them, simple. 9 and 8. So that's 89 with a negative sign. And 23rd question. Minus 8. This becomes plus 50. Because minus times minus gives us plus. 50 minus 8 is 42. This is something that you can do mentally. You don't need to go here and do it, right? Like this. You don't need to. Evaluate, again, it's sum and difference, but now we have fractions. Remember, for fractions, when you have to add them or subtract, the denominators have to be same. Do we have same denominators? No. What do? We equalize them, which means 4 times 2 is 8. Our denominator is going to be 8. 1 over 4 times here 2 and 2, that's how you get 8, minus 7 over 8. We don't need to do anything to the second fraction because the denominator is 8 already, which is equal to 2 over 8 minus 7 over 8. So 2 minus 7, or you can further write like this if you wish to, but not needed. That's minus 5 over 8. The next. Okay, now we have mixed numbers, which means we need to convert them. Let's get started with the first fraction. 6 times 7 plus 1 over 7. We'll leave the minus sign here. Plus 3 times 14 plus 5 over 14, which is equal to minus sign 42 plus 1 over 7 plus 42 plus 5 over 14. That is equal to minus sign again 43 over 7 plus 47 over 14. What do we observe here? The denominators, are they same? We have to convert this 7 to 14, and we know 7 times 2 gives us 14, which means the first fraction we are going to multiply it with 2, and the second one remains as it is, which is equal to minus here 86 over 14, and this is 47 over 14, which is minus 86 plus 47 over 14. And that is how much? You want to do it here? 86 minus 47. 8, 7 here, 1. That's 9, and that's 3. So it's minus 39 over 14. And if you want to convert back to a mixed number, 14 times 2 is 28. 28 to 39 is 11 then. And 14 here. That's the answer. That's how you can convert back to a mixed number. 25 questions done. And now we do not have sum or difference anymore. We have to find the product or the quotient. 5 times 11 is 55. And a negative sign because this is negative, odd number of negatives. 30 and 4 gives us 120 because 3 times 4 is 12. And now here it becomes 30. So we add 0 here. 1 negative, 2 negative, 2 negatives, which means the answer has to be positive. 144 divided by 6. Let's do the division here. 6 times 2 is 12. 2, 4 times 4 is 24. And the remainder is 0. So the answer is 24. Positive or negative? Only one negative sign. So answer has to be negative. 48 divided by 3. It's 16 times tables. But let's confirm here. 48 divided by 3. 1, 3, 1, 8, 6. Right? So the answer is 16. Plus or minus? 1 minus sign, 2 minus sign. Even number. Answer has to be positive. The next. Minus 126 divided by 9. 9 times 1 is 9. 3, 6. That's 4. And answer is 14. Positive or negative? It has to be negative because we just have one odd number of negative signs. Now we have fractions here, and it's simple. 5 over 8 and 8 over 15. 8 and 8 is out. 5 times 1 is 5. 5 times 3 is 15, which means the answer is 1 over 3 with a negative sign, as we have one negative sign here. Next, 32. Now we have a fraction, proper fraction, and a mixed number here. We need to convert this first. So minus sign here, 1 times 3 plus 2 over 3, which is minus sign. 3 plus 2 over 3, which is minus sign. 5 over 3. How do we write this now? This first fraction as it is, times the second fraction, 5 over 3. Let's take the common ones out. 3 and 3 out. That's it. There's nothing more that you can cancel. So it's 5 over 4. And is it positive or negative? We have negative, negative. Both are negative. Even number. Answer is going to be positive. 5 over 4. Or you can write this as 1 over 4. Because 1 times 4 is 4. Plus 1 is 5. So 5 over 4. Now it's division. Let's first convert this. How do we write this? 5 times 4 plus 1 over 4, which is equal to 20 plus 1 over 4, and that's 21 over 4. So first fraction is 21 over 4. And when it's division, what's the rule? We convert the division to a multiplication. So we make this times and inverse the second fraction, right? So inverse it. It's going to be 12 over 7. So basically when you inverse, the numerator becomes denominator and the denominator becomes the numerator. Let's cancel the common ones. 4 times 1 is 4 and 4 times 3 is 12. 7 times 1 is 7. 7 times 3 is 21. Which means, what do we have in the numerator here? We have 3 times 3, that's 9, and a negative sign. One negative, right? So answer has to be negative. You can also write as 9 over 1, but it means the same because any number divided by 1 is the number itself. The next, again a fraction. So we write the first one as it is. The division becomes multiplication times, and we inverse the second fraction. That's 15 over 8. 3 times 1, 3 times 5. 2 times 1, 2 times 4. That leaves us with 5 over 4. And negative, negative. Answer has to be positive. This can be rewritten as 1 over 4 if you need to, not required here. The next. Now we have evaluate each expression. Do we see the different formats that we have here? We have a decimal number and we also have a mixed number. Let's first convert everything into decimal. It's better to have the same format. That's very important. Which number is it? So it's 2, 1 over 10 that needs to be converted. 2 remains as it is. 1 over 10 is, if you have 1 over 10, it is 0.1. So this is going to be 2.1. Smart. That's 12.3. We are going to rewrite the whole equation. Minus 8.1 plus 2.1 times 0.4 minus 1.6. Which one are we going to do first? What's the rule? Yes, this is the rule that we are going to use. As per that rule, this should be done first. So this is equal to 12.3 minus 8.1. 2.1 times 0.4. If it was 21 times 4, 21 times 4. It's simple. It's 84. You can do this mentally also. Now, how many digits do we have as decimal digits? 1 over here and 1, which means 2. From here, we start counting. And that's here. So the answer for this is plus 0.84 minus 1.6. Now, what do we do next? Let's add the positives together and the negatives together. 12.3 plus 0.84. this can be written like that. So that's 4, 1, 1 here, 3, 1. That's 13.14 minus, now the negatives, let's add them. It's 8.1 and 1.6. This is 7 and that's 9. 9.7, which is equal to, let's do the subtraction now. 13.14 minus 9.7. That's 4 here, 2, 1. That's again 4. 12 minus 9 is 3. Answer is 3.44, a positive sign because the larger number is this. 35 questions down. Wow. The next one. 25.7 plus 4, which is in the bracket. So we are going to solve this first, which is how much? 25 plus 4 is 29. So it's 29.7 divided by 3 plus 0.8 times 2. This will be done, and then this 29.7 divided by 3. 3 times 9 is 27. 2. Now I'm carrying 7 down, so I'm going to put a decimal here, and that's 9. So that's the answer is 9.9 plus 8 times 2 is 16. We know that. And how many decimal digits do we have here? Just 1. So answer is 1.6. 9.9 and 1.6. It's basically 99 plus 16, which is how much? 115. And where do we put our decimal point? Here. And it's done. First, we will solve this part here because we have to solve brackets first. This can be written as 7 times 81 over 100 because bracket represents multiplication, which is equal to 7 times 81 divided by 100, 2 zeros. Let's write 81. Count 2 digits here and we put a decimal. Let's multiply 81 times 7. That's 7 and 56. 5, 6, 7. How many decimal digits? 2. Count here and dot is there. So the answer for this part is 5.67. Let's rewrite our equation. 10 minus 32.86 divided by 5.3 plus 5.67. Then, which part do we do? Yes, we are going to solve this. This makes our equation as 10 minus 6.2 plus 5.67. Here I'm going to add all my positives and keep the negatives separate. So this gives me 15.67. It's simple to add because we're adding 10 to that. Minus 6.2. We do the calculations here. 6.20. That's 7.4. And 15 minus 6 is 9. Hence the answer is 9.47. And it's done. We are already on 38. Great. Let's keep up the spirit. Let's keep up this speed. First, the bracket. 0.9 minus 0.74. Make it 8. Carry 6, 1. That's 0.16. Let's write the equation. 3.25 in the bracket. 0.16 plus 6.3. What does this bracket mean? It means multiplication. So 325 times 16. 0, 5, 2, 3. 0, 3. 12 plus 3 is 15. 1. 18 plus 1 is 19. 0, 0, 1, 2, 1, 5. That's 5200. Now, where will be my decimal point? How many digits? 2 and 2, 4. So, I have to count 4 this way, which means I have to put my decimal point here. Plus 6.3. What's the answer for this? 5200. That's a decimal here, and that's 6.3. And all these zeros I can put here. 00286. Answer is 6.82. 00, or I can say 6.82. Question 39. What does it say? So there's a mix of minus, plus, and division. How are we going to solve this? Remember the rule. We are first going to do this division over here. Let's rewrite our equation. This becomes 1 over 3 minus 1 over 4. Division becomes multiplication and the fraction reverses, plus half. Common factors. 4 times 1, 4 times 2. Remember, it's only these two fractions that we are working on at the moment, which is equal to 1 over 3 minus 2. You can write over 1 if you wish to, and the last one, half. Now, let's check the denominators. 3, 1, and 2. So the LCM is going to be 6. We have to make our denominator equivalent to 6 for us to solve this. And here comes the process. Times 2 minus 2 over 1 times 6 because that's just 1 over there, plus 1 over 2 times 3, right? Which is equal to 2 over 6 minus 12 over 6 plus 3 over 6. Now my pluses together, 2 and 3 is 5 over 6 minus 12 over 6, which is equal to minus 7 over 6. And that's the answer. If you want, you can convert this, which is 1 over 6. The 40th. Here again, we have minuses and divisions together. Here I'm going to solve this part first, which is 1 over 6. That's minus. Division becomes multiplication, and my second fraction reverses. Cancel out the common ones. 6 times 1 and 6 times 3. That leaves us with 3 over 5, and that's going to be positive because we have one negative here and one negative here. We haven't touched this negative yet. That remains as it is. Hence, our equation is going to be 8.5 minus this negative comes here, and we write it here. We know 3 over 5 is 0.6. If you want to check here, you can check here. 5 does not go, so you're going to put 0. And 5 times 6 is 30. So this becomes 8.5 minus 0.6, which is 7.9. Because it's like 85 minus 6, which is 79. So it is 7.9. So ready for the word problems? Let's begin. Gavin dug a hole that was 16.5 inches deep. He left a pile of dirt next to the hole that was 8 3/4 inches high. Show how you could use subtraction. So it's telling us that we have to use subtraction to find the distance from the top of the pile of the dirt to the bottom of the hole. How do we do this? Let's try to put this diagrammatically. What is it telling us? So this is the ground. Let's assume that this is the ground, and the digging is done until that's minus because it's below. And then the dirt that's come out is just piled up over here, and the height of that is 8 3/4. And we have to use subtraction to find the distance between these 2 points from the top to the bottom. Let's convert our numbers first. 16, 1 over 2. 1 over 2 is 0.5. So we can write this as 16.5. Then we have 8, 3 over 4. 3 over 4 is 0.75. This can be written as 8.75. So this is the depth that we have, and that's the pile, and all these measurements are in inches. Now we have to use subtraction. So let's do the subtraction. What's the depth here? 16.5, that's minus because that's the depth, and then you minus the top, which is 8.75. So what does this result into? That is minus 25.25. And because it's distance, we have taken absolute value. This becomes 25.25 inches. So that's the distance. This total distance is 25.25 inches. The next, a hiker descended 320 feet in 40 minutes. It's coming down, right? Descended. How much? 320 feet. And how long was it? It's 40 minutes. Find the hiker's average change in elevation per minute. We have to find the average. And how do we find the average? We need to know the total distance. How much did he cover? That we already know, which is upon the time taken for that, which is 40 over here. And this cancellation is easy. Division 0, 0 out. 32 divided by 4 is 8. So his average speed is 8 feet per minute. So every minute he's descending by 8 feet. And here we are on question 43. Let's write this information as we read. It's going down 305 feet. And the duration for this is 4 minutes. It then says, it then ascends at the rate of 215 feet per minute for 2 minutes. Now it's going up, ascending 215 feet per minute. And again, the duration here is 2 minutes. How much has it gone down? Let's do that. So that means multiplication. 305 times 4. Now 3 times 4 is 12. Or 300 times 4 would be 1200. And 5 times 4 is 20. So this is going to be 1220 feet. And this is 215. Double of it is 430 feet. Find the total change in the balloon's altitude. It's the total change basically. Let's also do it diagrammatically so that we have better view of it, better understanding, better clarity. Let's say this is where it starts. It goes down. How much did it go down? 1220 feet. And then again it's going up. How much is it going up? 430 feet. What are we expected to find? The total change, which means what is this? From start until where at the end balloon is. What is the distance basically? Distance, we have to find the difference. So it's 1220 minus 430, which is 790. This is something that you can do even mentally. So what's the position? The answer is going to be 790 feet below where it was. So that's why I've written this. Ready for the next one. Suppose you deposit $12.50 in your savings account each week for 4 weeks. Let's write it also. What are we doing? First, deposit. And the amount is $12.50. And that duration, for how long are we doing it? It's for 4 weeks. So what's the total? 12.5 times 4 is $50. That's the total deposit. And then withdraw 4.80. What's the withdrawal? We are withdrawing $4.80 per week. And for how long? 2 weeks. So that gives us 4.8 times 2 is $9.60. Find the total change in the amount of money. It's like you're here, you put this much money in the bank, that's $50, and then you take out some money, which is 9.60. So what is this? How much is this? It tells us we have to do 50 minus 9.60. Do we actually need to do this? 9.60 plus 40 would make it 10, right? And then 10 to 50 is 40. So that's $40.40. We have already done 4-word problems so quickly. A game show awards 30 points for each correct answer. So if you have correct answer, you're going to earn how much? 30 points. And deducts 50 points for each incorrect. If your answer is incorrect, it deducts, which means basically minus, and that's 50. A contestant answers 2 questions incorrectly. How many? 2, which means it's minus 100. And 3 questions correctly. That is 90 points. What is the final score? Do I even need to do this for you? You know the final score is minus 10 points. Losing. The next. The price of a stock falls 1.50 each day for 7 days. Find the total change in the price. So each day is 150 and it falls for 7 days. So it's simply multiplying it. 1.5 times 7 is $10.5. So the total fall is this. If the value of the stock was 36 before the price of the stock started falling for 7 days, find the price of the stock after those 7 days. Where did it start? It started at, let's do it on a number line. It started somewhere at 36. Now what's happening? It's falling. So we move back. How much? 10.5. Where are we going to land? That's what we need to find. We will land here, which is $25.5. Well, this was mental because 36 minus 10. We have 10.5 to subtract. Let's minus 10. So that's going to be 26. And we still have 0.5 to subtract. And that gives us $25.5. That's where it would be after 7 days. Done. Matthew uses 24 boards that are each 5 3/4 feet long to build a tree house. The wood costs $1.65 per foot. Find the total cost of the wood. There are many ways to solve this question. I'm going to take the easiest route first and then I'll show you a bit tougher route. Let's first write about the number of boards he is using, which is 24. And what's the length of each one, which is 5 3/4, which I can also write as 23/4. Right? 5 times 4 is 20 plus 3, 23. And that's feet. So what is the total length of all this, which is 24 times 23/4, because 24 is the number of boards he's using and each board measures that much. Let's cancel the common ones. 4 times 1, and that's 4 times 6, which leads to 23 times 6. 20 times 6 is 120. And 3 times 6 is 18. So it's basically 120 plus 18, which is 138 feet. That's the total length of the wood that he is using. Now we need to find the total cost, and we know the cost per foot is 1.65. So we are going to find the total cost, and for that we simply have to multiply the total length that we got from here times $1.65, and the calculations are here. 138 times 165. As I always do, I treat them without decimal points, and then at the end I put my decimal point. That's 00831, because I'm multiplying everything with 1 first. That's 100. 6 times 8 is 48. 4, 18, 22, 2, 6, 8 plus 0, 4, 15, 9, 1, 5, that's 6. 0, 7, 1, that gives me 17, 7 here, 1, 12, 1, 2. 22770. 2 digits, 2 digits. Done. So the total cost is $227.7. The other way could have been like converting this as 5.75. So I would do 24 times 5.75 times 1.65. Do you see the calculation that I have to do? It's very tedious calculation. By doing this process here, by converting it, I made my this calculation bit easier. So either way you go, you're going to get the answer, but always listen to the numbers. What are they telling you? They're telling you to solve them in a particular way. What does this question say now? Which expressions are equivalent to minus 2 over 5 minus 3 over 4? Choose all that apply. Let's first rewrite this equation. What will this be? Minus 3, 2 over 5 remains as it is. Now here we have minus times minus makes it plus 3 over 4. Now let's check our equations that have the same representation. The first one is as exactly same over there. The next one, there is no minus sign here, so we don't take this. There is minus sign here, yes. This plus and plus will be also plus, so it's 3 2 over 5 plus 3 over 4. It's same, so we take this one. Then no negative sign, so we outright reject it. We don't even have to check the second fraction. Yes, negative here and a negative, but that's not what it is. Done. So the answer is only A and C. That was a quite fast one.
Question 49. Which expressions have products that are negative? Negative. And you know the rule. Are you going to actually multiply each one? No, you just got to find whose answer, the final answer, is going to be negative. And you know the rule. Odd number of negative signs, which means it's negative. If you have even, then it's going to be positive, right? So let's count. 1 and 2, even. So this is not there. 1, 2, 3, odd. So this will be there. No negative sign, so this is not there. Here, 1, 2, even, so no. And here, 1, 2, 3, odd, so it will be there. 1, 2, 3, odd, so this will be there. So which all expressions? It's B, E, and F. That's it. Next. At midnight, the temperature was minus 3.8 degrees Fahrenheit. It rose 5.7 degrees Fahrenheit by noon and dropped 4.8 degrees Fahrenheit by the following midnight. Find the final temperature. It's very simple, right? So it starts at minus 3.8 and then it rises by 5.7 rises. So we say plus 5.7 and it drops, which means it's minus 4.8. That's it. You just have to solve this. So let's add both negatives first. So 3.8 and 4.8. That's 16, 6 here, decimal, 1 carry, that's 8. So that's minus 8.6 plus 5.7. So we do larger minus smaller, right? So 8.6 minus 5.7. This is not possible, so we make this 7 and give 1 to this. So this becomes 16 minus 7, which is 9. Decimal point, 7 minus 5 is 2. So that's 2.9 and the sign of the larger number, which is negative, okay? So the final answer is minus 2.9. So you will write the whole sentence. The final temperature is minus 2.9 degrees Fahrenheit.
And here comes the last question. At the start of the year, the value of an investment was $14,589. At the end of 6 months, the value of the investment has decreased to 11,445.54. What was the mean decrease per month in dollars. This is what we are expected to find. Let's write the information. At the beginning of the year, what was the situation? Dollar 14,589. And what happens after 6 months? At the end of 6 months, the value of the investment has decreased to $11,445.54. That's the value. What are we supposed to do? We have to find mean decrease per month. So each month, how much is it decreasing? So first is we need to know the total decrease, right? That's why minus here, which is, let's write it here. Total decrease would be this minus this, which is 14,589 minus 11,445.50. Not possible. We'll go here, make it 8, make this 9, and that's 6, 4, 3, 4, 1, 3. So the total decreases $3,143. That's the total. Now to find the mean, or we find the average, it's one in the same thing. That's total decrease that we have over total time, which is how many months? 6 months. We write this as 3143.46 divided by 6. Let's do the division here. Divided by 6. 6 times 5 is 30. 1, 4 times 2 is 12. That's 2. 3 times 3 is 18. That's 5 here. Now I'm getting 4 down, which is a decimal digit. So I need to put a decimal point here. 6 times 9, 54. 6. And we know it's going to be ones, right? And hence the answer is $523.91 per month is the loss. And it's done. We have done all 51 questions. The review of the chapter is done. Wow, that's amazing. Let's take time to review it again, get really good at it, and look forward to other videos that helps you with other chapters. Enjoy. Bye-bye.